Watch the more amazing emotional videos, subscribe the BEL icon. The music was loud, the room full of laughter and flashing lights. But in the middle of it all, my heart stopped. I had just walked into the party, holding a small gift in my hand, searching for her in the crowd. When I finally saw her across the living room, my face lit up. For years, she had been one of my closest friends. We had survived college together, late-night study sessions, and endless conversations about our dreams. So when she finally noticed me, I did what felt natural. I walked over with a smile and opened my arms for a quick hug. But before I could even reach her, she suddenly stepped back. "Don't touch me," she shouted. The entire room went silent. People stopped talking. Someone even lowered the music. Her voice was sharp, angry, loud enough for everyone to hear. "Why are you acting like we are close?" She continued, crossing her arms. "You always make things awkward." A few people nearby laughed nervously. My arms slowly dropped to my sides. I felt dozens of eyes staring at me. My face burned with embarrassment, but I forced a small smile and nodded. "Sorry," I said quietly. I placed the gift on the nearby table and stepped away, pretending it didn't hurt as much as it did. For the rest of the night, I stayed near the back of the room, barely speaking to anyone. Eventually, I slipped out quietly without saying goodbye. The cold air outside felt like a relief. I walked home alone under the streetlights, replaying the moment over and over in my mind. Had I done something wrong? Had I misunderstood our friendship all these years? Sleep didn't come easily that night, but the next morning, something happened that changed everything. Around 8 a.m., I was making coffee when my phone buzzed. It was a text message from an unknown number. "Hey, it's Maya. Can we talk?" My stomach tightened. Before I could respond, another message appeared. "Please, I owe you an explanation." A few minutes later, my phone rang. I hesitated before answering. "Hello." For a moment, there was only silence. Then I heard her voice. But it didn't sound like the confident, sharp tone from the party. It sounded broken. "I'm so sorry," she whispered. I frowned, confused. "For what?" "For last night," she said quickly. "You didn't deserve that." I leaned against the kitchen counter. "Then why did you do it?" She took a shaky breath. "You didn't see what happened before you arrived." Apparently, earlier that evening, Maya had been cornered by someone at the party, an old coworker who had been harassing her for months. He had grabbed her arm, tried to pull her into a hug she didn't want, and laughed when she pushed him away. By the time I walked in with my arms open, she was already shaken, already angry, already defensive. "And when I saw you coming toward me," she said quietly, "my brain just reacted. I thought it was happening again." Her voice cracked, but the moment you walked away, I realized what I had done. She paused, "And when I saw the gift you left on the table," I felt my chest tighten. "What gift?" she asked softly. I had almost forgotten about it. "It wasn't anything big," I said. "Just a book." "A book?" "Yeah, the one you told me you loved in college but lost during your move." She didn't speak for a few seconds. When she did, her voice was shaking. "I opened it after you left," she said. "You even wrote a note inside." I suddenly remembered the message I had scribbled on the first page. For the friend who once said this story helped her believe in people again. "I feel terrible," she said. "You came to do something kind, and I humiliated you in front of everyone." I stared at the coffee slowly swirling in my cup. "Look," I said gently, "you were having a rough night." "But that doesn't make it okay," she replied. "You didn't deserve that." For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then she said something I didn't expect. "I'm hosting brunch this morning." I blinked. "What?" "The same people from last night are coming," she said. "And I want to fix what I broke." An hour later, I found myself standing outside her apartment building. Part of me wanted to turn around, but another part of me remembered all the years of friendship we had shared. So I knocked. When the door opened, the room was full again, almost the same crowd from the night before. But this time, there was no music, no laughter, Just quiet conversations and curious glances. Maya stood in the middle of the room holding a cup of coffee. When she saw me, she immediately walked forward. Before I could say anything, she turned to the crowd. "Everyone," she said clearly. The room grew quiet. "Last night, I did something awful." People looked at each other, confused. I embarrassed someone who has been nothing but kind to me for years. She looked directly at me, and I want to apologize properly. The room was completely silent now. She stepped closer and spoke softly. "I'm sorry for yelling at you in front of everyone." Then she opened her arms. "May I have that hug now?" For a second, I just stood there. Then I smiled. And this time, when we hugged, the room filled with quiet applause. But what stayed with me wasn't the apology or the applause. It was the reminder that people sometimes react from pain, not cruelty. And sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do isn't walking away forever. Sometimes, it's giving someone the chance to make things right.